This is True Girl, a podcast for girls and their moms. Together, we'll explore God's truth for us one drive at a time. Welcome to Season 7 of the True Girl podcast. You're about to grow closer to each other and closer to Jesus. Are you ever scared to stand up for what you know is right? Or have you ever worried about what other people will think of you? If your answer to those questions is yes, Season 7 of the True Girl podcast is for you. We're on a quest for courage, and we are headed to Egypt. On our trip, we'll learn all about how to become a girl of courage. How, you ask? By tracing the ancient footsteps of a girl a lot like you, Miriam. Dana Gresh is going to help us study the life of this amazingly courageous girl. Dana is the author of a Bible study written just for you. It's titled, Miriam, Becoming a Girl of Courage. Today, Dana is joined by her co-host, Stacy Bruda, at the Gresh farm. They're meeting so they can catch their flight to Egypt. They hope to teach us what true courage is and what it isn't. But, Stacy has a little problem. Will she make it to the airport in time for the flight? Let's find out. It's time for episode 1 called, What is Courage? Here's Dana.
Goodbye, Moosey. Bye, Boo-hoo. Goodbye, Trigger. Oh, hello, Stacy.
Hey, Dana. Oh, man, my suitcase will not stay shut. There. Now don't you go popping open on me again, okay? I'm warning you. Oh, no, not again. Dana, can I get some help over here?
Of course, Stacy.
What?
Ah.
Got it.
Okay. Phew, Stacy, surely you do not need all of that stuff in your suitcase. What in the world do you have in that thing anyway?
Let's see. I've got clothes, of course, pajamas, a jacket, some kicks, my toothbrush and toothpaste. Gotta have those, right?
That's a good thing.
Oh, soap, my hair stuff,
Okay.
and my swimsuit, sunscreen, a beach towel. You know I'm hoping to float in the Red Sea, right?
Me too.
And I've got my Bible. You can't forget that, right?
Right.
Oh, and my notebook and some gel pens.
Okay, that all seems pretty important, but you've got to have more than that in here.
Well, that's all of the usual stuff. Now for the fun stuff. I got my loose leaf tea. I gotta have my tea, Danny. You know that.
Okay.
My tea infuser, my basketball in case we find a hoop.
Wait.
And I just threw my guitar in there because I gotta practice.
Okay, Stacy, hold it. We're going to Egypt on a 6-day quest for courage, not a 6-month vacation. Now, some of that extra stuff is going to have to go.
I know, but what if I need this cute little llama-shaped tea infuser?
Okay, Stacy, look at me. You won't.
I guess you're right. Well, give me a second to do a little rearranging, all right? Maybe if I leave a few things behind, my bag will finally stay shut.
I hope so. Hey, how about we start our trip before we get on the road by reading our verse of the day right now before we load up?
Alrighty, but I'm gonna have to open my suitcase.
No, don't. Here, let's use my Bible. I have it right here in my book bag. Okay, our verse of the day, and really the theme verse for our trip to Egypt, is Joshua 1:9. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Oh, that's a good one, don't you think? I just love that verse. God was talking to Joshua, and he was the new leader of the Israelites after Moses died. So, think about being the replacement for Moses. He led them out of the Egyptian slavery and into freedom. Pretty epic, right? But now Joshua has to lead in that shadow.
Oh.
Don't mind saying that'd be hard. I'm sure Joshua felt insecure, and yet God tells him, be strong. Joshua, be courageous. I'm with you. What a comfort.
That's right. True girl, you might need that comfort for something God needs and wants you to do. Could be something like standing up for what you believe is true at school. But God is with you. True girl, be strong. Be courageous.
Yeah, Stacy. God tells us to be courageous over and over again in his word.
Yep, and we're going to Egypt so we can learn how to do that. We invite you to come with us. We're going to be learning from a really great teacher, Miriam. You know, Moses' sister, Miriam, the baby in the basket by the Nile River, Miriam. Anyway, when we visit Egypt, we're going to walk where she walked thousands of years ago and see what she might have seen during her time in Egypt. We'll learn how Miriam became a girl of courage so that we can be courageous too.
Yeah, but before we can do that, we got a little problem. And it's bigger than your overstuffed suitcase, Stacy.
Problem? What problem?
How can we learn to be courageous if we don't know what it is in the first place?
Ah, that's a good point. True courage can be difficult to define and explain. And if we aren't careful, we'll begin to believe the lies that the world tells us about it.
That's right. So before we can know what true courage is, let me tell you something that it's not. There's a lie that you may be believing about courage. Now, let's take a look at it. It won't take long. Don't worry. The airport's just a few cornfields away from my farm. But here's a lie we hear about courage a lot. Courage means doing something extraordinary. And of course, extraordinary is just a fancy way of saying something super special, exciting, or important. And I think it's easy for us to believe that in order to be courageous, we have to do something big.
Ooh, you mean like jumping out of an airplane with a parachute? Skydiving? Hey, maybe we could do that in Egypt.
I guess I mean something like that. But no, I'm not going to be jumping out of an airplane anytime soon. But hey, while we're talking, grab that suitcase and let's start loading up. I'm going to pop the trunk.
Oh, for sure.
You think it's all going to fit?
It better after that packing fiasco.
Okay, let me grab that one. Okay.
Hey,
got
it did fit. We're ready to go.
Yep, sure are. All right, now let's finish up that conversation. While doing something big and extraordinary for God can be courageous, living a courageous life is actually much simpler than that. Let me explain. Stacy, could you read Joshua 1:7 for me? It's right here.
Of course. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the instructions Moses gave you. Do not deviate from them, turning either to the right or to the left. Then you will be successful in everything you do. Hey, that verse sounds just like our Bible verse of the day, Joshua 1:9.
Yep, sure does, but it's not the same verse.
So why do you think God needed to tell the Israelites to be strong and courageous more than once in the same chapter? Seems a little repetitive if you ask me.
Well, God must have really wanted them to get it. The Israelites often gave in to fear instead of choosing to be courageous. So God had to tell them over and over again, be strong, be courageous.
Ah, that makes sense.
God's people had to be strong to live courageous lives, but they also needed to be careful to obey. Did you hear that in the verse? When God tells someone in the Bible to be courageous, it often comes with this encouragement: be obedient. And in the book of Joshua, God told his people to enter the promised land, but there was a huge problem with that. The land was full of giants. Think Goliath-sized guys, all right?
Ooh.
Yikes. So who wouldn't be afraid of people like that? Courage requires obedience because otherwise we might chicken out. Oh my, perfect timing, Franklin. Try to get another appearance on the True Girl podcast, are ya? All right, you go on back to the girls now, okay? Now, where were we? Oh, okay, right. Courage. Courage requires obedience because otherwise we might chicken out. Courage looks more like faithful obedience to God than, I don't know, doing extraordinary things.
So we don't have to do something big for God in order to be courageous?
Nope. Even small steps of obedience can be courageous. And you never know. Those little acts of faithful obedience may just turn into something extraordinary.
That's right.
Courage isn't something you feel. Courage is a choice to take action in spite of what you feel. And I don't know about you, but I often feel pretty afraid when I most need to be courageous. I just want you to know, True Girl, it's okay to be afraid. It's normal. Remember those big giants I told you about? They made the Israelites feel fear, and lots of it. But God invited them to choose courage, to be strong, to obey Him in going into that land. Courage is choosing to trust God when you feel afraid. He's not going to leave you or fail you. Remember that. Not only do you have to choose to believe that He will help you overcome your fear, but you also need to trust Him for the outcome.
Wow. So I can be courageous even when I'm scared or afraid?
That's right. It's about obeying God even when you feel those things. Here's how I like to define courage, Stacy. True courage is doing the right thing even when it's hard or you are afraid.
And if we ever need help as we learn to be more courageous, God's Word should always be the first place we turn to. It's packed full of truth about courage.
Speaking of packed full, are you ready to head to the airport?
It's time to go already?
Yep.
I'm still sad I gotta leave my basketball and guitar. At least my suitcase will stay closed now. Well, True Girl, our courage quest begins. Let's go walk where Miriam walked.
And True Girl Mom, can I just say thanks for taking time to connect with your True Girl and helping her become a girl of courage? High five to ya. Now, we've got to go catch this flight, but catch up to us next week. We'll be on the other side of the globe. Oh, goodbye, sweet horse babies. I'll see you when I get back from Egypt. Farmer Bob will take good care of you. You too, Boo-hoo. And Cindy Lou-hoo. Bye. Come on, Stace. Egypt awaits.
Wait for me!
Well, True Girl, that's so interesting that courage isn't just about doing something extraordinary, it's about obeying God. In the Bible study Miriam, Becoming a Girl of Courage, Dana unpacks 4 more lies we sometimes believe about courage. You can get a copy of the book to study the life of Miriam and her quest for courage more deeply. Just visit mytruegirl.com to find out more. While you're there, check out our True Girls subscription box. We deliver discipleship tools right to your front door, including daily devos written just for tweens to drive home the lesson of the month. The box we're shipping in November 2022, until supplies run out, is the Shine Box. It features a biblical lesson and leaving a little sparkle for Jesus everywhere you go. We're taking a No Grumble November challenge. You heard me right. We shine bright for Christ when our mouths aren't full of negativity and grumbling. So, we're going to go all month long trying to 1. Say nothing negative, and 2. Leave a little sparkle of God's truth instead. The Shine Box comes with an all-new coloring book to help you meditate on Bible verses. You can learn more about the True Girl subscription box and all the other resources to bring moms and daughters closer to each other and closer to Jesus at mytruegirl.com. Well, I can't wait to see what places Dana and Stacy visit as they travel through Egypt and walk where Miriam walked. Where do you think they'll go first? Here's a hint. Next week, we'll catch up with Dana and Stacy in the place where Miriam was when we first read about her in the Bible. Think you know where our first stop will be? Make sure to tune in next week on the True Girl Podcast to find out if you're right. The True Girl Podcast is produced by Revive Our Hearts, calling women of all ages to freedom, fullness, and fruitfulness in Christ.